Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss this important chapter of social science. What is government? This is 6th class social science chapter. We will discuss about government in this chapter in detail. First of all, let me clear that this word government, it seems to be government in writing, as the spelling of this word is government, government, but its correct pronunciation is government. So kindly speak this word government only. Let's discuss content of this chapter. In this chapter we will discuss following important contents one by one. First one is role of government, levels of government, laws and the government, types of government, democratic governments, universal adult franchise. I'm going to explain this chapter very slowly because I have made this chapter for class 6th students. I hope they will understand very easily. So in the first slide of this chapter, let's discuss definition of government, or what is a government. Kindly do not get confused about the pronunciation of this word, because this word is government in speaking and government in writing. So here is the definition. A government means a system or group of people governing an organized community or a state or nation. Meanwhile, when a group of people, they govern or rule on a community or a nation, that is called government. Here we have one more definition of government, that is the body of persons that constitutes the governing authority of a political unit or organization. That a group of people, a body of persons that constitutes the governing authority of a political unit or organization, that is also called government. You may learn this simple definition which is shown here, that government a government means a system or group of people governing an organized community or a nation or state. Now you would be able to understand when you will come to know that India is also having a government. I hope you all are aware that our country is also governed by a group of people which is called a government. In our country, head of the government is president. Generally, we speak president to he or she is the first citizen of the country and the head of the government, whereas prime minister of the country is the real head in a parliamentary form of the nation, a parliamentary form of democracy like India. Although in countries like America, president is the real head, as they have presidential form of government. So we'll discuss about the forms of the government also in detail, step by step. Here we have some role or the duties of the government. So the first duty of the government is to protect the boundaries of the country. As you all know, if we take an example of government in our country, we can understand that Indian government is protecting the boundaries of the nation from the neighboring countries like China, Pakistan, etc. It is the responsibility and the role of the government to protect the boundaries of the country. Second is to maintain peaceful relations with other countries, because all the people or citizens of the countries, they can't set up relations with other nations directly. Hence, government of that country or the elected representatives who are governing a nation, they maintain peaceful relations or good relations with the neighboring countries as well as other countries of the world. Our government is also maintaining peaceful relations with other nations. Third, that all the governments ensure that people of the country get enough food. It is the responsibility or the duty of the government to give enough food to the people. Next is ensuring good health facilities to the citizens. Governments are ensuring that people in their countries they remain healthy. They do not find any difficulty in health matters. So government is providing good health facilities to the citizens. It opens hospitals in different parts of the countries, awares people aware about the diseases through various programs, awareness camps, through media, through different ambassadors, so that people can remain healthy. You might have heard and seen in televisions also that during the pandemic disease corona, our government is awareing people about good health and safety measures to save their life from this pandemic disease COVID-19. Next point is organizes aid or help in natural disasters. Natural disasters occur naturally: flood, volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, tsunamis. These are some natural disasters. So in case of natural disaster, for example flood, drought, it is the responsibility or the duty of the government to provide aid, help, assistance to the people. Government will ensure their safety and security. Next point is solution of disputes among people or states. It is the duty and responsibility of the government to solve disputes. Disputes here it refers that any problem, any fight, misunderstanding among the people or states. To solve these disputes, government has judiciary which is functioning in the form of courts. Next is welfare of people. Governments are ensuring the welfare of the people in a state, that all the people they live happily in peace manners, as Indian government is ensuring that people live in peace and harmony as brothers and sisters, which is also called fraternity. Next point is implementation of laws. Laws refers to set of rules made by the government So government is implementing laws in the country. Whatever laws are given in Indian constitution related to land matters, family matters, property matters, related to education, health, etc. Government is implementing those laws in society or a nation. These are some of the points related to the duty of government. Here we have levels of government. There are three levels of government in our country, India. First is national level, which is also called central level, union level. The second one is state level, and the third one is local level. These levels are also called federal system of government. It is also called federalism. You will read about federalism in next classes. This is also called vertical power sharing. Meanwhile, power is shared vertically from top level to bottom level. Here, national level refers to the level or the government for the entire country. For example, government of India, which is looking after the welfare of the entire nation. Our Prime Minister, President, Home Minister, other ministers, central ministers, they are looking after the interests of the entire nation. Second level is state level. Here it means government for a state. As you all know, our constitution shared the power of the government into various constituent units at state levels. So one government is for the entire nation, which is called national level, and the second is for states, as we have different constituent units, which are also called states and union territories, like Haryana state government, Punjab state government, Kerala state government, etc. Third is local level. It is the third level of the government. This is also called local administration or Panchayati Raj system. To strengthen the democratic government in our country, Indian government shared power with local units like panchayats, gram panchayats, block smitis, Jila Parishads and municipal corporations. So this is called local level of the government. These are three levels of a government: national for the entire country, state level for the particular state. In that state there are governors, governor, chief minister, ministers and other MLAs. Then local level refers to Panchayati Raj system, the lowest unit of the administration, means village panchayat, block samiti and Jila Parishad, etc. Here we have next slide about laws and the government. As you all know, laws refers to rules which are given in constitution, means a set of rules by which a country is governed. All the governments are making some rules in a country so that people can be governed easily without any dispute. So first point is the government makes laws. As you know that at the center level, national level, our government has parliament, which is also called legislature, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha and the president. So bills are put up in any of the house, discussed, and finally president of the country give consent, final approval on the bills, and those bills become law. In the same way, at state levels there are some subjects on which state assembly members, MLAs, they discuss the bill and it becomes a part of the state law. So it is the responsibility of government to pass the laws on various subjects. Subjects are defined for center, states, and for common. There are four types of subjects here for the laws. Number one is union list subjects like defense, banking, etc. Second is state level subjects like police system, land matters of the states. Then the third one is concurrent list, means subjects concerned with both center as well as state, like agriculture, education. And the fourth one is residuary list, in which new subjects which were not in the time of formation of Indian Constitution, so those subjects are given in residuary list, like information technology. So it is the responsibility of government to make the laws on these subjects, and everyone, see the point number 2, everyone who lives in the country has to follow these laws. It is compulsory for all the people to follow these laws. Government has power to make decisions on any of the subject, any matter. Government will take decision for the welfare of the nation. It has power to enforce its decisions. Enforcement refers to implementation, or to implement those laws for the society. For example, Motor Vehicle Act. This is one of the example that government makes the laws related to the motor vehicle driving, that all the people who are driving any vehicle must have a license. A person caught driving a vehicle without a license can be fined, jailed, or may be given other punishment. So it is the government which can enforce these laws in the country. It is the responsibility of the government to implement the laws also. For example, India is a secular country. In our country, all religions are equal. Indian Constitution guaranteed fundamental rights to all the citizens of the country. As per the fundamental rights, we have been given freedom of religion, equality, fraternity, justice. All these 6 fundamental rights are given. Right to equality, right to freedom, right to freedom of religion, right against exploitation, cultural and educational rights, right to constitutional remedies. So in case if a person feels that he or she is not given job because of religion, or caste, then he or she may approach to the courts and claim that the law is not being followed. Then government will give punishment to those persons who are responsible for that. Here you can see in this slide violation of law. Violation means if any law is not implemented or followed by the people. If a person feels that his laws are snatched, basic fundamental rights are snatched because of religion and caste, then he or she may approach to the courts or police stations and claim that the law is not being followed. Next, we have types of government. First is democratic government. People used to speak democratic too, but it is democratic government. In simple words, it is a government of the people, for the people, and by the people. We will discuss in next slides. Next one is dictatorship government. It is rule of one person or a group of persons who rule in the country by force. You can take the example of Pervez Musharraf. Take the example of Hitler, Mussolini. Their government was dictatorship government. Third one is monarchy. In writing it is monarchy. It looks like monarchy, but it is monarchy government, in which a monarch, like a king, rule the nation. You might have heard about kings ruled in our country for a long time, whether it was Ashoka, Harshvardhan, Chandragupta Maurya, etc. Coming to first, democratic government, as I told you that this is the government by the people, means in this government people elect their leaders. India is the best example of democratic government. As you all know that this word democracy has come from the Greek language, means rule by the people. In our country, people are powerful. Even president and prime ministers, they are not powerful in our nation. People and their representatives, they are powerful. You can see the picture of Abraham Lincoln, who gave the best definition of democracy, in which he said that government of the people, by the people, for the people. This one is enough. Up to for the people. Abraham Lincoln was the former president of America. So you can see here in simple terms, government of the people, by the people, and for the people is called democratic government. Here we have some of the key features of this government, that leaders are elected by the people, as we have elected president, elected prime minister. No one is having hereditary power, or no one has taken power by force. Major decisions by elected leaders. Decisions are taken by the elected leaders of parliament or state assemblies. Free and fair electoral competition. Elections are free. Anyone can contest the election in a country. One person, one vote, one value. There is no discrimination. One person and one vote is system here in India. Rule of law and respect of rights for every citizens. There is no discrimination. Even president and a common man both are equal in the country. Next we have women's suffrage movement. This movement is very important movement of United States America. Here suffrage refers to right to vote. Earlier women in America, even other parts of the world also, they had no right to vote. Universal adult franchise was not given to them. So women they struggled for their rights in United States of America, and in 1920 they got their right to vote after the First World War. Even after some time in United Kingdom or Britain also, it was given in 1928. As we are fortunate enough that in our country this right was given by the Constitution of India to all the people. Next terminology is universal adult franchise. Here it refers that all adults who are 18 years and above in the country, they are allowed to have right to vote. There is one fact about universal adult franchise in India, that earlier, before the independence, leaders they had different views about universal adult franchise. Some were not in favor to give this right to women and poor people. But Gandhiji, he was shocked and he was not in favor of this practice, as he wrote in his journal Young India in 1931 that I can't possibly bear the idea that a man who has got wealth should have the vote, but a man who has got character but no wealth or literacy should have no vote, or that a man who works honestly by the sweat of his body in and day out should not have the vote for the crime of being a poor man. He was worried about universal adult franchise, and he supported that this right should be given to all the citizens of the country. It should not be based on their status, richness, or poverty, or based on their literacy. All people of the country who are 18 years and above, they must be given right to vote. I hope you understood this chapter. Kindly note down all the important points in your notebook. Thank you. Have a nice day.